Hey guys, it's Carmel Brown, and today I want to really quick talk to you about isolation and mindless eating and how they can both be dangerous, especially at a time like this. So with isolation, typically that means the absence of human interaction or the absence of relationships, which can be detrimental to a person's survival in general. It's human nature to want to be connected to other human beings. I'll use an infant, for example. It's a known fact that infants who lack touch or don't have the benefit of being physically nurtured, held, touched by another human being typically don't live. It's kind of like a starvation. It's almost as if they're lacking food. So that human touch and human interaction is very necessary for the survival of an infant. And as adults, we certainly need human interaction in order to be healthy as well. So with isolation, loneliness tends to come with that. And when a person experiences long-term loneliness, they tend to experience symptoms of depression. Now, a lot of people say things like, I don't like dealing with people or being around people, so I'm totally fine with being alone and being by myself. And some people actually convince themselves of that. And yes, there are moments when we all need to be by ourselves and we need alone time. I'm simply referring to long-term isolation, long-term loneliness. And there is no single individual, no single human being that has been isolated and lonely for long periods of time that's healthy or happy, no matter what they say. So I just want to make sure that you understand that isolation typically is the biggest predictor of longevity, isolation and or relationships. So if you have healthy relationships and healthy interaction with other human beings, you're more likely to live longer than someone who lives a isolated lifestyle. We are biologically designed to crave sugar and fat and salt when we're under stress, such as times like this. And so if you are isolated and you're lonely and you are craving sugar and fat and salt due to the ongoing stress, you're at risk of causing harm and or damage to your mental or physical health. Research shows that a sugar addict's brain is 8 times more inflamed than a cocaine addict's brain. And someone who habitually overindulges in high fructose corn syrup, their brain is even more inflamed than an individual who is addicted to sugar. And the reason I'm bringing up this inflammation of the brain is because very often we discuss research surrounding inflammation of the body and how that promotes disease and toxicity buildup and so on and so forth. But we fail to include the brain on that topic, on that discussion, as if the brain is separate from the body. The brain is very much connected to and a part of the human body. And so if what we eat on a daily basis can cause inflammation in the rest of your body, it most certainly can cause inflammation in the brain. And if there are anti-inflammatory diets for the rest of the body, there are absolutely anti-inflammatory diets for the brain, because the brain is, like I said, part of the body. So the brain and the body are one and the same. So we have to start treating them as if they are together rather than separate. So I want to talk a little bit more about things you can do to reduce inflammation in the body and in the brain to promote better mental and physical health. Well, the first thing I want to discuss is omega-6s and omega-3s. You don't want to consume omega-6s in an excessive manner and not have enough omega-3s. Omega-6s are okay as long as you're not overindulging in them and you're getting more of those than you are the omega-6s. So the omega-3s would be things like salmon, wild caught salmon, and things like olive oil and avocado, macadamia oil, and things like that are the omegas that the healthier fats that I would encourage you to consume more of. And the ones that you want to make sure that you don't consume too many of would be things like sunflower oil, canola oil, and corn oil, and things like that. So, but yeah, the healthier fats would be the avocados, the canola or the olive oil, the wild caught salmon, macadamia oil, and things like that. So just make sure that you're getting a healthy balance and you're not overindulging in omega-6s, because then you can actually promote inflammation in the body and the brain. So the other things that you can do is make sure that you are getting human interaction. And in a day like today, when it's very difficult due to the circumstances, utilize your social media to do video chat, maybe not exposing yourself to the ongoing stream of opinions and news and things like that regarding the society's current situation with COVID-19, but make sure that you are maybe reaching out to people that support you, that love you, and that make you feel accepted and help you to really figure out who you are and promote a sense of belonging. Those are the people you want to reach out to on social media and maybe do some video chatting with, maybe even play some games with them online if you choose to do so. But don't completely isolate yourself. I know many people have other people that live in their homes, but we tend to forget that there are a lot of people that live alone and they're already living a isolated quarantine type of lifestyle. And so those are the ones that we want to make sure that we're thinking about and keeping in mind throughout this time. And then also, I've been telling a lot of my clients that struggle with anxiety, especially social anxiety and depression, who tend to not want to be around people anyway, not to use this time as an excuse to promote and perpetuate that tendency to withdraw and isolate, because long term it can be problematic. And you might find yourself sitting on the couch with the excessive amount of snacks, and your waistline is expanding, and before you know it, you're not happy with what you see in the mirror. Your energy level is down, your mood is low, and you are just not experiencing a positive outlook on life. So refrain from mindless eating, drink plenty of water, get lots of rest, connect with other human beings the best you can, and make sure that you are paying attention to what you actually are eating. Obviously, don't starve yourself. You should be eating enough calories per day for overall health, but make sure it's the right kind of calories. If you have any more questions about that, don't forget, I'm a licensed clinical professional counselor, but I'm also a certified fitness and nutrition specialist. So if you have any questions, give me a call, email me, inbox me. I'm more than willing to answer any questions that you might have. I hope everyone is well, and I will see you next time.